What a piece of junk!
This is the Shattered Order Podcast.
Go switch off!
If you're looking for Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes news, information, and theory crafting, you've found the podcast you're looking for. With your hosts, GoodNightPunk and WinKILLERinc.
We would be honored if you would join us.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to the 190th episode of the Shattered Order Podcast. I'm your host, GoodNightPunk, and with me, as always, is my good friend Wink. Wink, you've got that quarantine look going on.
No, I have not been quarantining at all. I've been out and about.
Just not shaving.
It's yeah, just not shaving.
You're looking a little thick there.
So if you're on our Discord channel, I posted a picture the other day of me standing in a 5-foot deep hole because my air conditioner in my house doesn't work. And yesterday it was 95 degrees here, and
I see where you're going.
It was effing hot.
It's much cooler.
So I've been trying to get my air
underground
conditioner fixed
than it is above ground. So you dug a hole and just hung out in the hole.
Yeah, well, I thought about doing that. Actually, the house I moved into has a geothermal system, and so it's got water lines that run in the ground as your AC condenser. Well, it had a water leak, and so it hasn't been working. So I am trying to get fixed before it gets too freaking hot.
Yeah. And
now there is an additional creature in the Wink household, which... So here's this is why I've discovered that marriage is.
Oh, I can't wait for this revelation.
Let's see. I have been married. How long have I been married now? 4 months. A little over 4 months.
A while.
The thing that I have realized is sometimes you have to make arrangements. You have to negotiate on things, and so the wife wanted to get a cat. I did not want to get a cat, so we ended up getting a cat, and
I thought you were gonna say a lion.
No,
a tiger.
Hey, that's a whole nother story. Have you seen
Yeah, I saw the first episode.
We've only seen the
it
first
last
episode
night.
too. That place is like 40 minutes from my house.
I meant to ask you. I'm like,
yeah,
I wonder if Wink knows Joe
I don't know
Exotic.
how many times, but yeah, it's crazy. Like, there's so many places. There are a couple places like not very far from my house in that show. It's pretty crazy. Something that's like gone that viral that's like home. It's weird.
That's crazy. So you have a cat. How do the dogs?
I have a cat.
How are the beagles? How's Beagle Squadron treating this cat?
They're okay so far. They're more just curious. There hasn't been any real excitement there yet. It's a work in progress. I'm off this weekend doing stuff here around the house, so we're gonna try to get them a little bit more acclimated this weekend and just kind of see how it goes. It's freaking tiny though. I mean,
yeah, which it makes my
stick
next
it in your
point,
pocket.
Which makes my next point very important. All I can remember is the squirrels. The squirrel presence. Isn't it squirrels that your dogs keep bringing to the back porch?
Oh, there's rats.
Rats. Yes.
Well, there was a squirrel, yes. So the beagles, yeah, they've brought multiple rats into the house, couple squirrels. Yeah.
Let's hope they can differentiate cat from rat and squirrel.
let's hope so. I'm sure they'll get along once we get things going. But yeah, it's oh Lord have mercy. It's been a week. So I am sitting here enjoying my New England breakfast ale and ready to talk about some swugga.
Very nice, very nice. I too am indulging. I went old school. I brought back the Angry Orchards. Haven't had a cider in a long time. I'm loving it. So,
very nice. I haven't had one of those in a long time.
I figured you talked about your beer, so I would too, when we wouldn't play the sounder this week.
Oh yeah, I forgot about
Too late now. Next week.
Yeah. All right, let's go ahead and jump into this first topic.
Hey guys, what did you do in swugga this week?
Whew! Man, I've done so much of nothing this week. It's been amazing.
But I mean, all the new content was released.
Yeah. Yeah, so much contenting. Yeah.
So much to do with that new update. Awesome. Okay, sorry. Go
yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. No, I'm trying to get ready for Kylo, who, after seeing, stuff about these characters, the new Rey and the new Kylo, I'm pretty pumped about Kylo. I gotta be honest. I can't wait. I'm pretty excited. I like the potential. Every video I've seen, I haven't seen a ton, granted, a couple, but I've snooped around some people's mods and stuff, and I don't like the way people are modding him. I kind of think that's part of the problem, but I'm effing jacked about Kylo. I think he's gonna be badass. I'm pretty excited. The fact that these two characters, they have these kits, they're just cover the entire base. It's like a general leader ability. It's like Boba's leader ability back in the day. So I'm pretty pumped about what these characters are going to bring in. I'm so excited to get Kylo. But as far as my road to Kylo, I am 39 out of 100 on Hux, 53 out of 100 on Trooper. I'm going to finish farming Trooper, doing the 15 attempts a day. Should give me 5 shards a day, and roughly in less than 10 days, I'm good to go. I'm hoping I get a little bit better RNG on the drops and maybe buy some shards once. I'm also saving crystals. I'm hoarding. I'm hoarding like a squirrel hoards its nuts.
Like a beagle hoards its squirrels.
Like a beagle hoards its squirrels. The only thing I'm doing right now are my regular energy refreshes, trying to get Hux and Trooper finished. I'm going to get Hux to 50, and then I'm going to spin the 4,000 crystals, buy shards. The finalizer is about to be here. I've got 2,000 crystals saved up that I'm going to refresh that event twice, so I'll be ready to go on that. There's a chance I might be able to start on this event by the next week when we do this podcast, but I'm not for sure yet, so it'll kind of depend. But yeah, that's basically it. I've got the gear ready. I think I need 25 eyeballs for Trooper, but that's it. I'm not too terribly worried about those. I get those pretty easily. Everything else 100% ready. So now I know I could get Hux and Trooper quite a bit quicker. I could probably get them actually done in about 5 days and be doing the event then, but I'm focused on trying to optimize for all these damn Kairos and stun guns that Kylo's gonna need. There's no getting him and only being able to take him to gear 7. I don't see as much value in that, so I'd rather push back how late I get started on the event and have a little bit more time to start being more efficient with those crystals to get gear. So that's kind of what I'm doing. And also, if you're wondering where the best place is to get gear, go to the gear guide, shatteredorder.com/gear guide. I had to plug that. I haven't plugged that in a while. It's great stuff.
I'm not sure why you would need to do that. You'd think with all the gear you've already used to get the character, the gear requirements would be lower, right?
No.
We'll talk about that.
God,
Never mind.
I'm not being sarcastic here. I'm surprised the gear requirements are as low as they are.
Low?
Honestly.
Yeah. Okay.
Yes. No, I'm dead serious.
No,
I did expect the gear to be worse on these characters. I really did.
I don't know what worse is to you, to be honest.
Oh.
We'll get there. We'll talk about this later, but preview, I guess, of what's to come. Yeah, what else? Anything else?
Nah, that's pretty much it.
Gotcha. Yeah, so well, I'm looking at yours. We'll do 2 refreshes on Finalizer to be ready ahead of schedule. He unlocks those capital ships unlock at 4 stars, right? And you have to have them at 5.
They unlock at 4. You have to get them at 5, yeah.
Okay.
And
gotcha.
by ahead of schedule, I thought I was gonna be ready in the middle of April, and I'm actually gonna be ready quite a bit earlier than that. But part of that's because I'm cutting out Cantina and the refreshes on Fleet Energy, because I got all the Gear 12 Plus crap that I need for these characters, including Kylo. There's not really anything I need to farm from there because they move stun guns out, sons of bitches. But
Dude,
yeah.
As far as relieving gear crunches goes, that was a terrible, stupid move. Like, come on.
It was like getting kicked in the squirrels, man. Not good.
Yeah, all over again, because I had completely forgot that was the case. That's painful.
I'm sorry for bringing that up. My bad.
I know. It's painful.
All right, so what about you? What did you do in your main and your alternate account?
Something happened that did not involve Galactic Legends.
What?
Yeah, I know, right? Freaking after the light side territory battle, I was able to 7-star. I love where the face froze. Somebody screenshot that for him. Oh my god. That's great. There he is. He's back. Oh man, you should have seen where the picture froze. This was your face.
Sounds wonderful.
It was
just
great.
Absolutely.
I made sure everyone screenshot it for me. But yes, so not Galactic Legends related. After the last light side GOTB, I was finally able to 7-star my Anakin. So my General Anakin Skywalker is finally 7 stars, and that is now where all my gear is going until I have him Relic 7, because that is
not a bad idea.
That is all I care about at this moment. So gas.
So
to
have
Relic
you switched
7.
to moving? Have you switched to using him in Arena?
I have, actually. I actually sat at work because, my work in Arizona, the only people allowed to go to work are the quote-unquote essential people, and somehow tech field is still essential, so I have to go and work in the factory still every night with 400 people and hope I don't get coronavirus. Good times. But anyways, all the engineers don't work. They're all at home, so there's not a lot going on at work except for like on-call crap. So I spent about 2 hours remodding things at work the other night, including my clones. So, and I plan to go back and remod my Galactic Republic when I have time. That's air quotes because I know I'm gonna have time going right back on Sunday. So, but I remodded the clones for the arena and I ditched the Synth Empire. And I can tell you this much: that team is, I have not played it hardly at all. It's one of those things I complain about in this game all the time. I put gas and my Relic 4 clones on defense all the time. I don't play with the team. I haven't played them at all. They're not eligible. They weren't eligible for Lightside GOTB because he wasn't 7-star, so I didn't play him there. I played them with Shakti, which is a little bit different, obviously, because the strategy is different. So I've been playing that team for about 3 days now with the whole remod, and that is so fun. Like, maybe it's because it's new to me, and I know people have been doing it for a long time now, but yeah, super fun. Enjoying the Skywalker clone team in Arena now, and I'm just enjoying that part of the game again, because whenever an arena battles up, I like to see. I'm in that phase where I see what I can and can't beat right now with what I have, And then once I get to Relic 7, because he's only gear 11 still, I'm farming, guess what? Stun guns to get him to gear 12.
Who'd have thunk?
So, because I used them all on the first order, so I didn't have any ready to go. But
that was going to be my next question.
Yes.
Gear.
He's still gear 11, almost gear 12. We'll move on from there to gear 13. But at gear 11, seeing what I can win, beat, and how that'll change when he gets to Relic 7. So, yeah, super stoked about that.
Very nice.
Can't wait to use him in the next light side GOTB. That'll open up a lot of different options for me. So, hopefully open up a lot more waves clear, too. So, we'll see what happens.
Hell yeah, that'll be sweet. Not to steal your thunder, but you reminded me of something else that I did this week that I totally forgot about was 7-star Malik. Look at me, like
hey-oh.
way after everybody else on the planet. So yeah, I finally have a 7-star Malik, and he is going to stay gear 11 for a very long time.
Yeah, probably a little bit on the back burner. And the funny thing about him is he's still good at a gear 11 anyway.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, I use him with Emperor Palpatine. That's where I put all my Sith.
I mean, I wouldn't know. Mine's Relic 4, so.
Well, fair.
He's a beast. He's fun.
Yeah. Yep, I agree. All right, so what about that ult?
Oh, I'm still on the main. There are some Galactic Legends, but just to cover that, I finally got past phase 1 of the 4 phases. So I got First Order Stormtrooper to Relic 5. He is a tanky boy, and so yeah, the first phase was done. I got that Ruthless title, I think it is, and now I moved on. But I think I'm going to stop farming Hux and Sith Trooper for a week or so. Maybe 2 weeks. I'm 72 out of 100 on Kylo Ren's shuttle. And we'll talk about it here in the event calendar here in a second. But the finalizer starts, the next finalizer event is on the 8th of April. So I'm thinking if I do 3 refreshes on that node instead of 1 on no refreshes on each of those 3 nodes, I might be able to get Kylo to 7-star, that shuttle to 7-star by that event so I can start farming those shards. And then
well, I mean, you should be able to get 5 a day. So, I mean, you're looking at less than a week.
I'm still, well, the other part to it is I'm still doing, I was only doing no refreshes on the 3 of them because of the fact I was farming gear so hard for the other things. So I probably only still do 2 refreshes, so 15 on that one but I might bump it up closer to if I'm afraid. But yeah,
gotcha.
So that's where that's at. I mean, the next phase for Galactic Legends, I mean, I have Phasma at 12.4. I have what's his face, Fox at 12.4, and holy crap, Kylo Ren still is at gear 8 because he also needs stun guns. So Kylo Ren will probably be the next long farm. But yeah. On the alt, I got Resistance Pilot to gear 13. So I only have 2 left, and that is Poe and Rose. And I got Poe to gear 12.2 and Rose to gear 11 this week. So I am very close to having them all at...
that's exciting.
I'm very close to having them all at gear 13 with no salvage data. So, because I still have not unlocked Ebonhawk on my alt account. Doing 0 refreshes because I don't have the crystals to refresh Cantina there. I think my Ebonhawk is at 65 out of 80. I'm about to unlock it. So,
getting there.
Yeah, it's
cool.
Long haul. So that's what's going on with me.
Couple months.
Yeah. The salvage data is going to take that long anyway, or the signal data is going to take that long anyway.
Yeah.
So
that's fair. Cool. All right, let's go ahead and talk about this.
Always in motion, the future is. To the calendar we must look.
Ooh.
So
the calendar.
I have a question for you.
I have an answer.
After last month, do we think that login characters don't mean anything anymore?
Yes.
I was going to say, last month was Luminara Unduli. That
it
meant
almost kind of seems like they're doing old store characters so that people can get shard shop currency.
Yeah, because IG88 is your April login character, and I can't even see anything that an IG88 would even mean. At least last year, well, time is very slow in Swugga, as you know. Last month, Luminara Unduli was the login character, and at least at that point, there was a lot of speculation about a Jedi rework, so we thought, okay, maybe? That didn't happen.
Yeah.
That meant nothing.
It did not.
Now IG88, I couldn't even possibly think of anything what that would mean, so I think we're just at the point where they're just throwing login characters out there to not give anything away.
Yeah, pretty much. I don't know. It's weird. I don't have an opinion on this one way or the other. I really don't. It's just
I mean, I don't care, but it was kind of fun to try and guess.
You know what? Okay. Here's how I feel.
Oh, you do have a way.
Well, we used to get hints. We used to there used to be community involvement from Capital Games. All gone. Nothing.
No, they do
Like,
QAs.
what?
Your face. I know.
So
I know.
They used to make the logins kind of interesting. The crumb clues.
Dude, remember the puzzles? How fun were puzzles?
Yes, like there was something that they tried to bring the community together about, and okay. I thought Mobile was crazy with his dead cat bounce theory. All in on that theory.
You're gonna have to explain the dead cat bounce theory. I don't know that one.
So, the idea basically is that even something that's coming down, even like a dead cat hits the concrete, it'll still bounce up. There's still like a lift. There's still that positive momentum going up, even though the damn thing is dead and it's just kind of effortless. And I mean, I kind of see where people are going with that. Swugga maybe coming in for a soft landing and its demise. I mean, I wouldn't be a bit surprised.
Not the way things have been going. That's for damn sure.
I don't want to say half-assed effort because we're gonna kind of get into this later, but I mean it seems like a lot of half-assed effort stuff lately. The lack of communication, the lack of let me say this. This is a question I'm going to ask you later. Maybe we should just do it now right after the calendar because there's not a whole hell of a lot to talk about. But at what point do you jump ship? Because I don't know where this game's going at this point. If this new game mode they keep talking about, if it doesn't hit the freaking mark, if it isn't something to actually freaking play and have fun with, I'm probably out. It's the fact that we've gone this long without any actual content or anything to play, like it's just the same old shit over and over and over.
You don't know this, but the topic of this episode on Twitch is, when will the ambitious year in Swugga start?
Yeah, right? They were talking about an ambitious year. And wow, an ambitious year. I mean, they've released 2 characters so far.
Hey, I'll say this. It's been ambitious how well they can string us along. Ambition to see how totally long fair. We just deal with it is very ambitious. Because I mean, obviously we are both nearing the end of that rope because it's come on, we can't do the same thing every day that we've done for the last 4 years, and you expect us to just enjoy that forever. Like, that is it. It gets
100%.
boring. It gets very boring. And like
It
I
does.
said,
We need a new game mode.
like I said with Gas, I haven't even played him, and I've had him unlocked for 3 or 4 months. All I've done is put him on defense because I didn't have a place that was suited for me to play that character. Like,
this game is fun as hell when there's something to do. When there is something to move towards, like, you know, whenever we are, let's see, trying to beat the Sith Raid or new territory battle that you get to do once a month, yay! But
right.
I feel like I'm the only person in our guild that loves the territory battle. That's not true. There's some others that do like it. Most people don't like the new light side territory battle. It's one of the few things in this game I actually enjoy because it's different.
It's fun and it's challenging. That is what makes it fun. And I will agree. I think it is fun. The problem for me ends up being that I need to sit down and spend 20 to 30 minutes playing it. And that is hard for me to do, despite the fact that but that also comes back to this. It's not that, Dan, you want new content, and now you're saying you can't play it. It's not that. It's the timing on territory battles always happens on my work week. Like, that 6 days, always the first phase, which is, you know, doesn't take as much time to do, is always on my day off. And then the next 3 phases are on my days where I work 12 hours and I sleep 12 hours. Not sleep 12 hours, but driving and then sleeping. So it's like I don't have a lot of time to play it. So I don't know. It's just, that's the fun thing. It's time consuming, and the timing, it just never adds up for me. But adding something new that's similar to Galactic War, like they talked about, whatever that ends up being, whether it's a horde mode or zombies, whatever you want to call it, tower, that would be a daily thing, right? So depending on how long it takes, on my days off even, I can play it and I can devote more time to it. I don't have to, if I get to the point where I have to sim it during work days, that's fine, but I'll still be able to play it on my days off. Light side territory battle, always on my days on, always hard to do, even though it's the new content that is actually challenging and fun, in my opinion. So yeah, I don't know, we'll see.
It's frustrating. So here's the big question: what does it take for you to quit Swugga?
I don't know, man. I like this podcast too much. I think that if I weren't a podcaster, I would have quit within the last 3 weeks. That's literally the truth. Like, if there was nothing connected to me and this game and the community, I could have ridden it off into the sunset long ago and been totally happy with it. But I enjoy podcasting.
100% agree.
I enjoy our Discord. I enjoy talking to the many people that I've met over the last 4 years. And then that makes walking away hard. So I say, even though I'm not enjoying it as much, in the hopes that things will change and that I can continue to talk to all of you guys and enjoy the this podcast, and of course hanging out with you. So, you know, there you go.
No, I'm 100% in the same boat. Primary reason why I still play the game is because of the podcast. I like doing videos. I'm trying to do more videos and hoping that reinvigorates my interest some. It's just hard to find time, but like I do enjoy doing this sort of stuff. And if I quit Swugga, I wouldn't want to quit doing a podcast. I like talking, so I'd have to find something else to talk about, I feel like. And but honestly, I want them to botch this new game mode. I want them to botch it like they've botched everything over the past year, damn near. That way I can throw the towel in, turn around, and be done. And
we could spend our time
go to something else,
doing live streams of us watching the Clone Wars with you for the first time. Granted, we couldn't show the Clone Wars.
That would be fantastic.
But we could watch it off screen. That'd be fun.
Yeah, I agree.
Let's finish this calendar. We're gonna get to another part of the update that I think will spur more of this conversation, but we'll get there in a second. So, login characters IG88. The finalizer is on the 8th and the 19th. So, keep those dates in mind if you're trying to get to the point that you can actually do it, like I am. That 8th is coming up quick, but I still need 28 shards, so I'm trying my best to work things around to get to that date. But it's the 8th and the 19th, so if you can't make the 8th, the 19th is coming back to this month as well. The Radis is on the 11th, and on my birthday, April 23rd. So, yeah, those are the 4 important dates from the calendar, because pretty much everything else is stuff that's there all the time. It seems like every 6 days or so you're getting an assault battle. For the most part, most of those have new tiers to do, which makes those assault battle days fun.
They're awesome.
I enjoy those at least every once a week. So there's that too. But yeah, that's the event calendar for April. Someone said that JKR is coming up in the next few days. So for anyone that's trying to get JKR,
I saw that.
It's coming up. Get ready. Is it JKR? I thought that was any day. You know what?
How is he,
you know what? I think
how is he not questable?
I think that the person that told us that might
not going to be ready.
They're not ready for 3 days. Okay, so JKR is coming up in 3 days. JKR is also coming up today, yesterday,
I like it.
Day, and many other days after that.
So is Darth Revan on the journey guide yet? As like all the freaking time.
The only ones that aren't are Malik and Gas.
I think he is. And Malik should be coming up pretty soon. And then next month, I think Padme will be. Towards the end of April, Padme should be there all the time too. Because, so that'll be pretty cool. So we were at a shout out to
Winks the stream froze on him when he tried to do this shout out. We'll wait for him to come back.
Vino Masterly. Yes. Hey, I'm back. Look at that.
There he is. Vino Mastris. There's a shout out.
Yes. Who thinks you look like Romo?
It's got to be the.
I see it.
I shaved today, so maybe it's the short beard that does it.
You don't with a beard, but yeah, yeah. Very nice. I like it.
I'll tell you this much. My work said that we would like for everyone to shave because facial hair is one of the biggest carriers of disease right now, and I'm like, I'll trim it. But I am definitely not shaving my face.
You can clearly tell. I'll risk it.
Yeah. I was just like, come on.
I love beer. I'm not afraid of Corona.
Hey, beards and coronavirus, beer and...
Yeah.
This is... All the correlations here are just...
All the correlations. Right. Kleptwell says, Padme's already available all the time? Really? Seriously?
I thought that was a shout out for a yawn. I wouldn't be surprised if he yawned that long, to be honest.
I wouldn't either. My internet makes me yawn more than you guys actually think I yawn. Holy shit. Yeah, I did not know that Padme was actually available all the time. They made her way early because I'm pretty sure she was April last year.
Yeah, probably. Somewhere near there.
Huh. Interesting.
Yeah, because C-3PO was the end of the year. C-3PO came back on March 7th of last year, just before Padme came. So, and the only reason I know March 7th is because I was looking back through our YouTube videos, and my my C-3PO video to this day still says returning March 7th on the thumbnail, which, you know, anyone looking at it now is like, what? All right, update. Let's go to the update.
Strong with us, this update is young Padawans.
All right.
What? An update.
Yeah, okay. So I didn't put this in the notes. Let me go back and look at this. I had really high hopes for this update the day before it dropped, and there was two things that did that for me. Okay? And I think you might be able to guess what they were. So on Tuesday, so the 24th, they had the title update rollout, which meant, hey, everybody, we're just letting you know that the game is going to have an update in the iOS and the Android stores. So look for that. You can download it now. You won't see much of a change except for these two things. So there's two things that they knew we would see, and they wanted to let us know that they were there and there on purpose. And that was, number one, a quality of life change. Added the ability to sell mods from the upgrade screen. And I read that and I was like, what? Are you serious? This is amazing.
Things are not always as they seem.
Right? So that sounded awesome. And then the next one was update notification on events tab to properly reflect unseen events. Because even if there's 3 events in there, it always just pops up with a 1, right? So they fixed it so now it'll say 2 or 3 or however many are there. That's good, because half the time I'm like, I already finished the Omega battle, but I don't go in and notice that there's a credit heist or a training droid heist or there's a Omega battle and an assault battle. I don't know. It was kind of an option. So I saw 2 quality of life changes in here, and I thought, okay, maybe we're getting Galactic Legends and a bunch of extra stuff that will be really awesome. Then the update came, and that was literally nothing about these changes in that update or anything else. So my only hope is this, that they've added them in the title update, and the next update is quality of life, and they're going to push a regular update to the game that unlocks all these quality of life updates that they've been working on that were put in with the last client update but not added yet. That's my only hope, because why else would we have 2 quality of life updates randomly and then nothing about anything else? That's the only thing I can think of. But I got really excited for this update, but there was nothing beyond this.
Let's be honest. We have to give them a little bit of slack because, they only have 1 computer. They're working from home. Like, one person finishes their job, they gotta ship the shit down the street, and
the bicycle courier.
It takes time. Yeah. Exactly. So, give CG a break, man. Come on.
All right, fine. I understand. 1 computer. It's kind of rough to get the quality of life updates in there. Yeah.
So, one thing I'm pissed about. You couldn't have added the resistance tag before the light side territory battle.
Nope.
Like, what the actual hell? It took that damn long. They announced this a month ago. Not to mention, we had a freaking feat in Grand Arena where we had to do it without him being resistance. It was basically, use Han with RJT, but he's not resistance.
I think one of the ones I did, I just threw them in there behind, like, the Sith Triumvirate, just so that they were actually in there and felt like they participated and got the feat done.
Nice.
It's like the Geos were like, oh, look, easy pickings. Took them out, and then I finished them off with the other 2. But I finished the feat because they got their participation trophy. So,
yeah. Well,
yeah,
fair.
Pretty funny.
Cool.
But yes, so they do have
else?
their resistance tag. Resistance hero Poe is now farmable at light side hard 6B.
That took long enough.
Yeah, that took a long time, seemingly.
Really weird.
By the way, well, okay, never mind. I don't want to go there. Known bugs. They did change a bug. That was a good thing. Oh, I don't know why. Oh, no. Okay. They introduced an update and added 3 bugs with it. And then it's almost like they...
You must not be talking about CG. There'd have to be at least 5. Come on.
3 that they actually literally told us, these are known bugs. These are in the game now, just so you know. Unlocking ultimate abilities is not increasing galactic power. That shouldn't affect very many people, so who cares? Several characters are missing special raid abilities in Phase 4 of the Sith raid. Well, that's going to suck for them. And the notification badge is displayed for mod slicing when no slicing is available. None of these are game breaking. It's just hilarious to me that they're like, we know about these, pushing this out anyway.
If they had to fit those bugs in for us to finally get the resistance tag for Chewie and Han, that's fine.
At least the bug fix list was bigger than the bug created list, so there's that.
Fair.
And in the bug
that we know of,
yes, just true. In the bug fix list that there was this, and I don't know if this has ever happened to you, but it's super annoying.
I don't think I've ever noticed
Fixed an issue where Jango Fett's burning would deal damage to units without burning applied at the start of their turns in the Reek special mission of Geonosis Republic Offensive Territory Battle. So, hey, what? You resisted burning? Doesn't matter. You're going to burn anyway. I can't tell you how many times that happened.
Never noticed.
So annoying. So that's gone, thankfully.
I can see where it would be.
Maybe I can beat it now.
I've probably been losing cam shards because of that bug. That's what I'm gonna blame it on.
Listen, built-in excuse for literally everyone now.
Oh, I can come up with
this happened to me every time.
Yep.
Every time. Confirmed by CG. That's why I'm not getting my cam shards, guys.
we should email them.
Oh, no doubt. We should definitely.
How many LSTBs have we had? 4. I'm missing 4 cam shards.
Okay. That leads me to the next thing. And this really annoys me.
It's dumb.
The bug they said was fixed was still not fixed, and people still got double and triple even cam shards last CB.
No way.
How is it that we have not benefited from this bug once? Like, there are got to be people that are so close to unlocking at this point, and we're sitting here like, yeah.
Well,
I think we've hit 20 shards now.
I think that this bug only occurs if you have like X% of your guild are like massive whales. And it's probably like 95%. I've heard also that most people, the ones that get the doubles, it happens on the 3rd day, and no one's been seeing doubles if they do the cam mission on the 4th day. So since we do it on the 4th day every time, we don't get double and triple shards. So if we were to do it on day 3, in the past we might have. They've said they fixed it. So updating our strategy to account for a bug they've said they fixed could be smart, because they never fix them the first, second, or third time. Or it might be really dumb and mess us up. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. Oh, you know what? Drew asked a fantastic question in chat. This is something we haven't talked about in a long time. Are you guys still getting the boom boxes from the Rancor raid? Dude, I don't even remember last time we got boom boxes.
I don't even remember last time I looked at what we were getting. Because at this point,
fair.
I
always
look,
go. But it's been a while. Like, we've been getting a lot more of other things.
And I'm totally fine with that, because I guarantee you I still have an over 900 salvage.
I don't. I finally spent them all.
I mean,
just about. I think I can still make 2 of them, but I damn near spent them all.
Well, I'm jealous.
Yeah, I was putting effort into that, but okay, this will be fun.
Since everyone loves a good poll, let's dance through the results and see what you thought this week.
Premature Wink, that's what we're going to call you from now on, because there's still something I want to talk about from the update.
What?
Look at that last line.
Well, all right, fine. Whenever sultry women start talking about polls, I get a little excited. Leave me alone. All right,
sultry women or your sultry women? Woman.
Mine
not
specifically,
women.
But yeah.
You don't have... Never mind. So...
Go ahead.
I got the game up on the screen. I'm gonna bring up some pictures here. All right. If you go to the portraits in the game, there are some new ones. All right. Where are they? So many pictures to go through. All right, you've got. Where is it?
Today, Junior, come on.
I honestly don't know what the picture actually looks like.
Oh, Lord have mercy. Jesus.
Jesus. Oh, there's one. Okay, so you got this picture right here, and it looks like it's the logo for the Dawn's Crimson Light from the Han Solo movie. All right? It's a new portrait that was put into the game, and if you read it here, it says, earned by completing the Dawn's Crimson Light feat. After losing control of Mandalore, Maul became the kingpin of Crimson Dawn, one of the galaxy's criminal organizations. Now, nobody knows how you earn that or what it's from. It does say feat, which feats, as we know them, are basically related to Grand Arena. So it could lead to that, but if you go and you look a little bit deeper, where is the other fun one? If you know in chat what it looks like, let me know. It's got to look like a X-Wing, right?
Probably. I'm not sure. This is fantastic audio.
No, it's fine. So basically what it was is it talks about Red 3 and Red 4 and fighting against the Death Star.
It says something about Trench Run.
Yeah, basically. I wish it's gotta be like right freaking here. Where's this thing?
Was it a title or was it a picture?
I thought it was a picture.
We should have went through the poll while you were trying to find this.
Go ahead and start the poll. I'll find it.
No, we're on this topic. We gotta.
Are you looking for it? Or are you just hoping I'll
Well,
find
yeah,
it?
I'm looking for it, and I don't see a damn thing about it.
Chickenbottom.
I found
like?
it.
All right.
Okay, it's a title. It's the title Wingmate, earned by completing the Solid Wingmates feat. Wedge in Red 2 and Biggs in Red 3 accompanied Luke Skywalker in Red 5 in the attack on the first Death Star.
Okay, so this is the one I wanted to talk about. So I can see the Dawn's Crimson Light one being a feat for Grand Arena, because you would think at that point it would be related to some kind of Han Solo movie time frame Grand Arena motif.
There's one more, by the way.
But there has never been, beyond Grand Arena rankings titles, a title given out in Grand Arena. So when I look at this, despite the fact it says feat, we've been told that the next raid, which was supposed to be first quarter, so I mean, I guess they might have a month left, but that there was supposed to be I'm losing my words. There's supposed to be a fleet phase of that raid, and a lot of us have guessed that it would be the final run on the Death Star. This title looks very much like something that you would get from that raid, to me.
So does the other title that they added, which is called Trench Runner, which is earned by completing the Trench Runner feat. Galen Erso's engineered design flaw ended in a thrilling conclusion.
See? There you go. Yeah, chicken. I don't know why I said end of next month. I don't know why I was thinking 4 months and a quarter. 3 months. So yeah, we're almost to the end of this quarter. But the Trench Runner and Wingmate, 2 titles. That's what you're seeing in the list now. And either one of those, I mean, one of them would have to be like the Vader's Pit Raid, Pit Boss. What's the title for Pit Raid? Pit Raider, Pit Boss. I don't know. There's one for that. Tank Tamer is the other one. I don't know what the Sith Raid one is, but every one of the raids has a title. In Trench Runner, could totally see it as the title for a Death Star raid. So my hope is that we've been tipped off to something here. Because with that Rising Sun feat picture, and then you've got these two titles, those are two totally different time frames in Swugga, or in Star Wars. I don't see how these two titles and that feat would be connected at all.
I could see the Wedge and Biggs one win a battle in Grand Arena using Wedge and Biggs. The other one I don't really see, unless it's like win a battle using all of the ships that were there, like Darth Vader, a TIE Fighter, a Y-Wing, an X-Wing, blah, blah, blah. Like, I could see a scenario where they did that. It just seems weird. It seems off. It seems like there's something else.
What I was meaning is that Maul has nothing to do with Wedge and Biggs.
Oh, well,
so unless they put in only one picture for the next motif of Grand Arena and two titles for the one after that, there's something different going on here.
Yeah. I don't know. We'll see.
I don't know.
We'll see.
Just a little snippet that if you didn't know about or didn't see, you can go see them now. There's some new pictures in the feats. There's some new pictures in the portraits and some new titles, and they are making people talk.
We've spent way too long talking about this, so I'm playing the sounder.
Listen.
Since everyone loves a good poll, let's dance through the results and see what you thought this week.
I'm playing it again because it helps with editing.
When it comes to content, I can't talk about at least hoping for content.
No.
I will talk about that forever.
That's blasphemy.
I know, because it'll never
in this
happen.
game. Yeah. All right, so let's go ahead and talk about this poll. We sent out a poll, just asking a couple questions that Tesh put together. Speaking of Tesh, we got trivia later. It's gonna be very exciting. But out of the responses we got so far, we have something very important to talk about. First, before we get started, did you wash your hands? And
did you wash your hands? Nobody watched your internet, that's for sure. There he is. 70% said, yep, I'm clean. That's
crazy.
Funny story on this. I have never seen more kindergarten-like posters plastered literally everywhere at my work than I have the last 2 weeks, because there is literally
everywhere
10 steps to washing your hands plastered on the wall everywhere. Bathrooms, hallways, like meeting rooms, everywhere. In fact, my work computer, like, I can't change the background of my work computer. IT does it, and they will switch it around to different things that they make. My background was how to wash your hands at one point.
It's the whole world has gone insane.
I don't know. It's crazy. But at least 70% of you are doing your part.
Yeah. So am I.
I like the
as you can tell.
I like the other 24% of you. I mean, yeah, just before I got that booger out.
Yeah. I was in the 7% that said nope. Don't believe in or didn't believe in personal hygiene before COVID, and I still don't. Fortunately, I don't deal with people though, so. Except my wife works at a cancer facility, so she's probably already brought the crap home, and I'm sure.
There you go. Both of our wives work in hospitals, so there you go.
Yeah.
Good times.
Oh, we're gonna get it. We are gonna get Corona, and it's not even gonna get us drunk. Not that it would get us drunk anyway, but
I did hear.
Let's go ahead and
I did hear that people with O positive, O negative blood have the highest resistance. So I feel like at least I got that working for me.
I don't know my blood type.
I only know mine because I was in the Navy, and it was on everything, including my dog tags.
All right, so Galactic Legends are released. How long till you finish all 4 quests for one of them? 49% of people said about a month, probably. It's way higher than I expected.
About a month. See, I feel like I'm like 2.5 months.
Yeah.
That's where I feel I'm at. Because once I
Really?
can start doing... Yeah, because it seems like I can get a character to Gear 12 every 2 weeks. I only have probably... I don't know. Fox and Phasma are so close, I'm not really counting them. Kylo,
Okay.
everyone else past that is a little low. Because you got the new characters, you got you've got the Resistance guy. Who was it? Oh, Han. You got Resistance Han, who's only Gear 9. You've got Kylo, who's still Gear 8 because of those stupid stun guns. Those are all going to take me a while, so maybe it'll be different. We'll see. But I feel like 2.5 to 3 months is doable. But we'll see.
The second largest slice of the pie was 23% that said, honestly, like 6 months or more. Which is pretty rough. There was 10% that said, I'm not even going to try. If I get there, I get there. 7.2% said already there, which is madness, you lucky ducks. And then another 10% of people said another week or so. And I am one of those another week or so's.
Yeah, the interesting thing is, this is where I'm at now. I would like them, but I wouldn't like to work for them. I don't want those relic levels on certain characters. I don't like the fact, we're going to get to this. The ones you put relics levels on, you don't even need them for the event. So, if I were not already halfway into this, I wouldn't be doing it. I would be putting it off to whenever I wanted to, or down the line when they started releasing more signal data through events, or Gear 12 finishers through different things. Once it became a little bit easier to gear those characters, I would probably push it off even more. But I can't leave a team half done, and I've already got half the team in relic levels. I got to finish it off. So I'm all in now, whether I like it or not, because if I didn't like it, I would be taking... Well, I am taking gas anyway, but I would be taking Nest up. I would be doing Stormtrooper Han. There are so many fun characters that I would want to be doing right now that I am just skipping for the next 2 to 3 months. So we'll see what happens. But yeah.
Honestly, if you're 6 months out, you're probably better off just hoarding everything rather than gearing these characters. Make a spreadsheet. Put all the shit in there that you need. Save it up. That way, when Jedi Luke, when they announced Jedi Luke, the cat has already apexed on its dead cat bounce, and the cat is very near the concrete for the final landing. So that would be a time to just freaking blow everything, get Jedi Luke, enjoy him for 2 months before the game shuts down. Slight hyperbole probably, but you get my point. All right. How long till you get the other one? 40% of people said, I'm taking a good long break after the first one. That's me. 39% said, honestly, another 6 months, which would be me if I even bothered. And then 8% said probably another month. And then 10% are like, dude, I'm not even gonna try. Which I can't blame them. And then there is the smallest portion I have ever seen at 1.4% of one human who is already there. Which is probably a lot more than that. That's just people who did our poll. Any comments? I find it hard to believe you don't have comments.
Sorry, I have a hard time twitching and streaming at the same time. I just realized I was doing something for everyone to watch, so there's that.
Okay. So, has your opinion of the Galactic Legends been tarnished at all? And there was 49% of people said, yes, this event is stupid, which we'll talk about here shortly. 8.7 said they are freaking stoked, which is wonderful. And then 21%, like, what are you talking about, bro? And then we had a bunch of write-in answers. Yeah, any write-in answers? It's not going real well. There's some people bitching about paper, rock, scissors, which I think is a fun game. I love it. Paper, rock, scissors is the ultimate way to decide everything. The problem is it's very random.
I would never pay
I make life decisions
over
with rock, paper,
$500
scissors.
just to play rock, paper, scissors. I'm just saying.
So I even tried to get the wife to rock, paper, scissors me 2 out of 3 on whether we get a cat or not. She wouldn't even do that because she didn't want to risk losing.
Yeah. She
That's not
just
true.
Didn't want those odds to be out of her favor.
Yeah, would have bit me in the ass. Well, no, it bit me in the ass not doing it, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah, anyway. Do you have anything else to say about the poll? Because I want to get off this poll.
No, I don't have anything to say at the moment. Seems about where I would think all the answers for that would have been. You know what I mean?
Sure.
So.
All right.
The only thing
Hey
I'd say
boys,
is out of the...
do you have any tips for us less experienced players?
So I got a very big tip here.
I'm sure you do.
Very big tip.
Alrighty. I want to talk about the characters so far. With what you have seen, what do you think?
Okay, so I think with as far as characters go, it's a lot of what we expected. A lot of people looked at Ray's kit and said, she's going to be an offensive monster. And I said, in my head, that Kylo will be built better for longer battles, like territory battles and all those types of things. And that he's not going to be a bad character. He just may not be as strong right out the gate as a Ray would be in a quick battle. So for everyone that's like, oh, Ray is definitely the better one. The only thing I know that we've seen tested with these two characters is Arena, right?
Yes.
So I know that Arena rules all for a lot of people, but there is more to the game than Arena. So to say that Ray is the end-all be-all at this point, I think is premature. On top of that, just because Kylo doesn't operate as well as Ray that quickly in the arena does not mean that she's leagues ahead of him, in my opinion. So I think as time goes on, we'll see exactly how far apart these two actually end up. But I think that right now, a lot of people think that she's the leagues above Kylo, but I just don't have enough data, I guess, to say one way or the other.
I'm kind of surprised that we're as much on the same page as we are on this, because I obviously agree. I don't think there's a huge gap between the two. I still think it's incredibly close. They're different. The ability Ray has that does the triple massive damage, and like her kit's pretty nasty. And then of course with the fact that you can basically put squishy characters with her, and it's like the old Ben bomb. It's kind of same sort of strategy. I mean, it's fine. It's whatever. I don't particularly care. Like, I think it's great that she's as good as she is. I'm not terribly surprised. I'll be curious to see how how facing her in arena actually is. But as for Kylo, all the videos I've seen of people using him, like the modding is odd. Not a huge fan of that in general. I think once he's modded properly, and I mean, he's gonna be able to do some kick-ass damage. I've seen Kylos who are not modded very well doing some badass damage. Like, he is going to be a monster, and that siphon ability, I just kind of want to talk real quick because I believe both of these characters have that plus 40%. Okay, no. Yeah. So 40% mastery. I think people underestimate what the hell that does. That is pretty big boost. And the effects that it has are kind of interesting. So like Kylo, for example, has here's something that's interesting. At unlock, he has 15 mastery. Every other character has 0 mastery until they hit relic levels. These two Galactic Legends start out with 15 mastery, which I found interesting. But he gets crit damage as part of his mastery stat, which means he will have 40% more crit damage of what he gains as his mastery stat, which I think it's a total of what was it, 29% or something. I really can't remember. It's somewhat, maybe it's 25%. I think it's 25% bonus crit damage he has with the 40% mastery, because he ends up at like 160 something, or 168% crit damage. So the fact that it will then keep stacking based on who he's stealing from. So stealing from attackers is going to make the stats that he's stealing amplified even more. The siphon ability is something that highly needs to be considered, and it's not really being considered very much from the people that I've seen modding this character. Like, for example, sorry, I'm kind of rambling a little bit, but I have a point to make. General Anakin Skywalker, his mastery stats him accuracy, damage, and defense penetration. So if he siphons from General Anakin Skywalker, he will receive extra damage and defense penetration. So if you're using a speed set, that extra damage that you're getting, you're increasing his mastery stat, which is going to increase his damage, his base damage, which then gets multiplied by mods. So by going with a speed set on Kylo, you are giving up all that bonus damage that you would be getting when he siphons those stats away. Same with crit damage. By not going with like an offense set, which is what you should be going with on Kylo, I think the best way to mod Kylo will be an offense set, a health set with a crit damage primary, and then probably something like 2 health primaries, 2 offense primaries, something along those lines. I kind of think that's where you will end up, being in the best spot with him, just because when he takes those mastery stats, you want him to amplify those stats as much as possible. Most characters don't have protection as mastery stat. Damage and health are kind of common as, on most of these characters that you're going to face. And it also kind of determines who you want to siphon from. So I think there is probably a little bit more, I won't say user error, but user influence with using that specific character. So yeah, I kind of think modding is a really, really big issue with Kylo currently. And of course, we haven't seen we haven't seen these two characters with their ultimate abilities yet, so that will of course change things. But Rey currently just doesn't seem much how you mod her. I mean, speed is probably more relevant for Rey just because she does have an attack that does a flat amount of damage. So more often you're going, probably better as long as she's getting that reset.
I'm going to just throw this out there. You
Okay.
do not need to put speed on either of these characters. Max these stats out. You see,
Yeah, no, I agree, but I think it makes more sense with Rey just because her cooldowns, I mean, the way her kit is built, I can speed being a little bit more beneficial, but like I explained with Kylo, going with more speed, you're giving up those stacking mastery stats, which is a huge effect, absolutely massive. I mean, it like for just the relic level stats, it would turn a 16% health primary into a 22.4% health primary, basically. An offense primary basically gets turned into 12% primary. And that's just for those stats, at relic levels, but that's pretty big difference. That's huge. And so I do think you're going to want to, kind of maximize those. But yeah.
yeah. All
That's
right.
pretty much how I feel. Yeah. You have any thoughts about them or any of the videos you've seen? That's kind of my biggest takeaway.
I did not
honestly.
watch any gameplay of the character videos. I watched more of the event stuff. So I have plenty to talk about with the event itself as opposed to the characters, because honestly, I don't feel like the characters themselves are bad. I feel like everything that led up to this was bad. Now, I will say this, as far as art goes, Kylo's wearing a helmet, so you can't really tell much more as far as art goes. The picture of him on the portrait screen, his helmet's off in his hand, kind of like the clones are. So you can see his face there, and it's a little better. But I mean, he's literally...
Both of these characters kind of look like their actor quite a bit. I do have
Rey
to say
looks
I'm pretty
nothing,
impressed.
nothing like Rey. Like,
Daisy Ridley?
I
disagree.
Look, so we're looking at the unlocked version of it where it's kind of clear. Go find someone where they have them unlocked and the picture of the super skinny, broad shoulders. The face is just, it's more detailed than the last Rey, but the detail did not make them, to me, does not look like Daisy Ridley. So, I don't know. I feel for all the art touting they did for the last 4 months, these are just okay.
I'll be honest, I don't care about the art. I care about the
Neither
mechanic
do
of having fun
I,
in the
but the fact that they talked about it so much for 4 months,
fair.
and this is what we got, is annoying. Like, what are you tooting
That's
your horn
fair.
about? I think that you should, before you start patting yourself on the back for all of this, you should let the public see them before before it seems like you put your foot in your mouth, because they're more detailed. Daisy doesn't look like Daisy to me. Kylo's stance when he's out there is the exact same one as Kylo Ren unmasked. So the only difference is he has his helmet on and it has red marks on it. Like,
would it really make sense to change his stance though? He does kind of have the same stance anyway, so
you could do anything to set him apart to make me think you did any work on that character model after Kylo Ren.
Dude,
because if it's the same
computer,
stance,
come on.
yeah, I say if it's the same stance, I think you didn't do anything to the character except slap the model on the old one and then animate his abilities. Like,
I would assume like stance is like a copy and paste wireframe type deal. Like they're gonna have stuff built in. Like I would assume stance. You know, you could probably give every character the same stance without much effort. I'm assuming.
Yeah.
So I don't know, but yeah. Anyway, this conversation seems kind of seems like it's dying like Swugga. No, that's a terrible joke. Actually, I thought it was
Terrible
funny.
transition.
So the one thing I did see is apparently Huxley seems to work pretty well with Kylo. So some of the teams that I saw that people were running with Kylo were full first order. There's no first order synergy with Kylo. It's all dark side. What are you doing? The only reason to run full first order is if you're trying to take advantage of Hux's unique Zeta ability. That's it. If you're not doing that,
didn't they just change it with the update?
I
believe they just changed it.
Changed Hux?
Hux.
Oh, they did change something on
so
Hux.
because Hux's final text, Boundless Ambition, final upgrade now adds, if the allied leader is first order and all other first order allies... Oh, never mind. That is something different. Okay, I thought they changed it so it only needed the leader, not everyone on the team.
Yeah, they did change part of that ability, but not the Zeta part, not the bonus turn meter prevention part.
Yeah, that's
that still requires all first order.
That's the part I thought they changed to be if the leader is first order. But
yeah,
that's wrong, so makes sense.
But yeah, I think people need to venture out a little bit more, try some different stuff. I mean, like the stuff that Kylo's kit has, you know, he can basically throw advantage out to any character with his special ability, and then his leader ability makes them do things with that advantage if they didn't already have it. Makes tanks taunt, attackers get crit damage up, which is nasty. And then supports and healers gain 20% turn meter. Like, I think there's a lot going on with this kit that people are just missing the boat on. I think people need to venture outside first order for him. I think there are probably other characters that could fit in really well. Django, I think, could be interesting. I don't know. There's a ton of dark side characters, I think, that need to be experimented with Kylo. That could be really, really fun. I don't think he needs all first order. I don't think either of these characters need their faction. I mean, you could go so many different directions and still be in a damn good spot with these characters. I mean, with Rey, obviously, just because it's kind of you're spamming her ability cooldown, but so it's a little bit different. But
yeah, I don't know. I would love to comment on the event, and I have comments on how I feel on the outside looking in, but I feel like I've done enough complaining about things tonight without complaining about something that I haven't done. So to spare people that, I think that until one or both of us have done the event, then we can talk about it then. And it'll probably be you. It might even be next week. So I'm obviously I'll probably still not have done it, but I can ask you questions about you doing it to
that's true.
Dissuade me or persuade me on what I'm thinking. And
okay.
So why don't we talk about the event once one of us has done it? That way at least there's some experience there, because I don't want to be overly negative even if it's due. You know what I mean?
Sounds good.
So,
all right.
Yeah.
Hey boys, do you have any tips for us less experienced players?
So I got a very big tip here.
I'm sure you do.
Very big tip.
I was looking at the soundboard and I forgot we had this to discuss, or I wouldn't have used that same sound earlier, but it's just fitting. And notice, you know what topic we have not done in a long time?
Modding characters?
ICFR.
Oh, it came from Reddit. You know,
Been a while.
that is true. We haven't done that in a while, and I think that's mostly because the devs don't talk there anymore. And 2, I would have to weed through about 50 shit posts to get to something good, and I just cannot do it anymore. So if you think that I've complained too much in the last 2 weeks, go read the top 10 newest posts on the Swugga Reddit, and then come back and talk to me. It's just, it is like,
it's a cesspool.
I think I got the black lung pop from working in the salt mine. That's all I'm saying. So yeah, not interested, not at least now, not until I see our dev bots start popping up Reddit posts from devs again.
That ain't gonna happen.
Nope. So I'm not worried about it for the foreseeable future.
All right, so since we're not gonna talk about that, let's talk about Cantina farms.
All right, so
and characters to skip.
Last time we had good old Maurice on, we covered stages 1 through 4 of Cantina farms, and the reason we did this then, and we kind of just lost time to get to the second half of this over time, but the reason we were doing it before is because I was finding a hard time deciding which Cantina characters I should prioritize to finish before going back to signal data. Obviously, we haven't got there yet, but one of them is Ebon Hawk in stage 8. And I did stop farming signal data to go after Ebon Hawk because of the fact that you need it for the finalizer. Or not for the finalizer, for the Radis. So this is a good thing to go over because signal data is so important for those Gear 13 characters. And some of these characters just are not important in general. So I have a feeling that stages 1 through 4 are going to have a lot more no's than stages 5 through 8, but we'll see.
Okay.
I also noticed that in stages 1 through 4, most of the characters there, you had a secondary place to farm them, like guild shipments or Get One or Fleet Arena. I mean, there was almost every single one except for maybe 4 had a second place you could farm them, which almost makes them better farms from those shipments just based on the number of characters we're going to go over here that are only on one node. All right. So thanks to those that had good feedback about this segment on the show. Sorry it took so long to get to part 2, but we're going to do that now for you. Starting with stage 5 and the first character, L337. What do you think, Wink? She's only available on Cantina 5A.
She's not needed for anything. She's a good character. And she's a character you should want on your roster, but skip.
The only place you might need her is that event that it uses smugglers. Is it smugglers?
Yeah.
The one that everyone uses Kara lead on.
Yeah.
But I mean, there are so many other smugglers.
Once you get Han and Chewie, I mean, really Han's kind of a monster in that thing.
As long as you have the characters to get through the taunts and kill the Death Troopers on the last tier of that event, then you're good to go.
Yeah.
And if you have Chewie, he can get rid of taunts, and him and Han can burn through pretty much anything. Plus, you're gonna get Chewie's buff on another character to continue that extra damage. So there you go. L337, great character, easily skippable until you need them for something. Second up is Ayla Secura, available in Cantina 5B and also Guild Shipments.
I gotta say, big fan of this character. Not needed. I was hoping the Luminara thing this month would kind of make it to where, hey, maybe Ayla's getting an update, but no, she didn't. But I will say, Ayla is kind of awesome. In this last Grand Arena match, I actually used her and won a battle using a Bastila lead with her, Shock T, and I think I used Thrawn too. And it was a 4-man team. It was like an old Republic team I beat or something. Ayla Secura is a badass. she she is really good. The stun is absolutely amazing. She's really good in territory battle too. I use her with if I've used R2 with resistance or something, I will throw Ayla in with Padme, and she can beast. It is freaking fantastic. But you should skip because you don't need her for anything. There are other characters do what she does. It's very end gamey to have any use for her whatsoever. That being said, pretty fun character.
So what I'm hearing is farmer and guild shipments, because using that cantina for her over signal data to me doesn't make sense.
Agreed.
So that's a guild shipment farm. If at some point she gets a rework and it becomes a really, really good and needed or really good in light side GOTB, then
I'll be the first one to admit this.
Yeah,
yes.
Then it'll probably be a quick switch on that one because she is one of the better Galactic Republic Jedi before reworks, and that's not saying a ton. So there you go. Next up, Canderous Ordo only on Cantina 5C.
What is it you need him for?
You need him for
Revan?
Darth Revan.
It's Darth Revan you need him for?
Yes.
I mean, you have to do it.
Is it Darth Revan?
Yeah,
it is Darth Revan.
Darth or regular,
you need
but
Karth, Canderous, Mission, Vow.
Either way,
Zsplash
at some point, yes, you have to farm Canderous. So you might as well just go ahead and get out of the way.
Yeah, he's a definite farm just because of that need for Darth Revan and the fact that he's not anywhere else.
Mm-hmm.
So,
agreed.
And then you come to Chief Chirpa at 5D. So
Okay, so I suspect we're gonna have the exact same answer for Chirpa as we did Canderous because of C-3PO.
That may depend. Go ahead.
Okay, interesting. Well, I was gonna say, who would you go for first as a newer player, 3PO or Darth Revan?
As a new player, I feel like I think Darth Revan would do more for you than C-3PO. I think C-3PO is easier to get.
So who would you go for first?
Probably 3PO, but the only reason, the thing about that goes back to what I was saying is, I think with a Wicket and a Elder and a Tebow lead, you still may be able to get C-3PO even without Chirpa. I don't think Chief Chirpa is absolutely necessary.
Not absolutely necessary, but highly, highly recommended.
So I'll say this. Farm Chirpa, yes. Farm Chirpa first may not be needed.
Okay.
But Chief Chirpa is definitely the best Ewok leader ability.
Not even close.
Now,
there's not a close second. So
the best part about Tebow in the event is that Tebow would stealth people, and you could probably keep Elder stealth all the time, which is the main strategy I have for the Chirpa lead in my video, is making sure that Wicket keeps Elder stealth all the time so that he can bring up people when they die and heal everyone back up. If Tebow's keeping him stealth all the time and Paploo's popping out of stealth and taunting all the time, then you might have a pretty decent chance, especially if Paploo does end up going down, you bring him right back up with Elder. That's why I think the Chirpa lead may not be absolutely necessary, because Tebow may work for that strategy, but Chirpa's definitely the better lead.
Okay. I think, I would go Chirpa just because it kind of rounds out the team, and I like having a rounded out team. The next two I think we need to talk about together. That is veteran smuggler Han Solo and Chewbacca.
Imagine how things have changed from this answer like 4 or 5 months ago. Because not only were they not resistance tagged, but they also were in stage 8 for 16 energy instead of where they're at.
Yeah.
So a much more palpable farm.
Absolutely.
Where they are both needed for RJT. Both now have the resistance tag, so add a lot to resistance teams.
A ton.
So do you need to farm them?
Yeah.
Yes, because of
Absolutely.
And I only say that simply because of the RJT factor, but it added bonus. They're now resistance, and they're way better than they were before. Plus, they're not 16 energy.
And unless you really just want RJT, it was kind of hard to justify before. But the fact that Han Solo, not that I've used him yet, but theoretically, and I plan on improving, so will be an absolute freaking beast with RJT. Yeah.
I'm with you. I agree. You're right there?
Yeah. Oh, hell of a sneeze. Good Lord.
Getting those allergenics.
Yeah, they're getting me. All right, so next one.
You ever cough because of allergies where you got the nasal drip and it's just stuck, you got crap in your throat, so you cough?
Yeah.
Usually not a big deal. I have had that the last 2 weeks, so anytime I cough in public, or especially at work, you could not imagine the looks you get.
Are you sure you don't have the beer virus?
Yeah. If I do, that's gonna. I have no symptoms but a nasal cough. So.
Okay. All right. Just checking. I don't want you transmitting that across the internet or anything.
It's going right through Skype, right into your beard.
No, please no. I can't shave it. All right. So ARC Trooper. What do you think about ARC Trooper?
ARC Trooper.
I don't know where he ranks for me.
I would rank him. I feel like he is a very in-game character that you would need. And I feel like...
I agree.
I think he would be... I think he's a definite farm, but I think he's very low on the farm list. And I think you could get away with farming signal data over him until you absolutely need to farm him.
Okay. That's probably a good strategy because... I mean, at what point do you really need to get ARC Trooper? It's basically the point in which, you're going after cam shards.
I was like, cam shards is the only place that he is actually required for something.
Right. And of course, once you get gas, you will want ARC Trooper.
Mm-hmm.
But you can put a squishy ARC Trooper in there and be fine. So
every time I get gas, my first thought is ARC Trooper.
Every time I get gas, I think X-Lax, but...
Really? Really?
Yeah.
Every time you get gas, you think, I should probably do a bowel cleanse.
Yeah.
Well, we are learning new things tonight.
Stage 6 of Cantina. So I'm just going to name off all these characters because all of them, except for a couple, are kind of in the same category. You have... Barriss, T3, Sith Assassin, B2, Sith Marauder, Wedge, and Dooku. Barriss, Sith Assassin, Marauder, and Wedge, I think you can basically just eliminate until you get to endgame. There is not really any reason to farm them whatsoever.
You name those again: Barriss, Sith Assassin, Sith Marauder, and Wedge.
Yes.
Okay, yeah, I'm with you. And most of those, besides Sith Marauder, you can get other places. Barriss, you can get in guild shipments or two hard nodes. There's plenty of places to get Barriss. Sith Assassin, you can get from guild shipments. Wedge, you can get from fleet, or get one if you're feeling froggy. Sith Marauder is the only one that's only available in Cantina. And I don't have him geared, and I've never felt like that has been a penalty to me. Now, he's a really good character, but I don't feel like it sets me back not having him geared. So
agreed.
Chickenbottom, as you say, Wedge is a must for fleets. Yeah, well, first off, like you said, he's in the fleet store, but also when ships came out,
Wait,
we were given Wedge, at least on iOS. Do they not give a package when people unlock ships anymore? Because I would assume that some people might get Wedge anyway.
Okay. He was thinking Biggs.
Biggs, yeah, Biggs ship.
Which I would agree with. I was going to say Wedge is, I don't want to say worthless, but not great. Not great at all.
Yeah, he's the one. He's the one
That's
that when
hard
you're
pass.
trying to fill out a lot of fleets, you're like, okay, at least I have Wedge for that rebel fleet. I can move Ebon Hawk or something else somewhere else.
Right.
So
Exactly. All right, so that kind of leaves T3, B2, and Count Dooku. Count Dooku, I think, is kind of an outlier in that he's not really required for anything. He's good, but
he is a legend for the new TB and required for a lot of missions there. So if you want the extra points and you want the special mission points, I'll tell you what.
Yeah.
There's no easier point. There's no easier. What are those things called now? Territory points, galactic points. Anyway, there's no easier points than the Asajj Ventress Dooku mission, and you have to have Dooku for that. But that's like 1,000,000 points, isn't it? You hear me?
I got no idea what you just said, man. My internet.
I said Dooku. There's no easier God, what are they called? Territory points, galactic points, whatever they're called in TV.
Oh, you're talking about the final mission?
Not the final mission, but the one with him and Ventress. There's no easier points than that one.
Oh, yeah. No, but okay, but I do have to say that the two with Dooku, actually, that one that you're talking about with AV and him, and also the one in the very end where you can beat one wave, and that's basically equivalent to like 3 waves everywhere
1.2 million?
else.
Yeah, like it's
Yes,
massive.
it's great. So
Dooku is great for the new TV. So that's one reason you might want him. But if you're doing Hoth, then definitely don't need it.
And you can wait a while on Dooku because you can get by without him. And he also has hard nodes you could farm him on. But
yeah, if you're doing Hoth, do the hard nodes if you have the time or the energy. Do the hard nodes. Then when you know you're about to switch to the Geo, farm him hard, get him up, and then... God, that sounded terrible. Farm him, get his stars, and then... and then you're good. I expect a music snippet on that later.
Oh, yes. I hope that happens. So T3 is obviously required for Revan, which is kind of important, kind of high up on the priority list. And then, of course, B2, one of the best Gear 13 characters you can do is General Grievous. B2 is an essential piece to that team. I think, not to mention, B2 is just, honestly, a really spectacular character. He is one of the few truly great plug-and-play characters just because his kit, he can basically get that turn meter with any team and dispel all the buffs. Kind of an awesome character. So,
B2, ever since he was an Erodium character, has been one of the best. He's just always been good.
Yes.
For such a simple kit, like it always comes down to this. Such a simple kit, such a great character.
It is a fantastic kit. And it's kind of like First Order Executioner. It is a great kit. It is simple. It is not OP, but it is fun as hell.
Exactly.
All right. Stage numero 7. Mission Val, Snowtrooper, Aura Singh, Captain Han Solo, Amagun D, Night Sister Spirit, and Jedi Knight Anakin.
Here's the I want to point out one real quick. Captain Han Solo would be an instant have to farm for Hoth Lightside Territory battles because of the fact that he is needed to get who's the character?
Rollo?
He's needed to get Rollo shards. But
Why
the
do
thing
you need Rollo shards?
But here's the thing. There's two great points. Why do you need Rollo shards? And B, they took out that requirement. So he literally has no place. He's a good character, but I would never
Okay.
farm him over
I forgot about that.
half the things. So he used to be a required legend for Hoth, and they took him out and they never added him back. So he is not needed for anything. He's a good character. You know what? I would think I would actually have fun with him, having him relicked, because he has that days on basic.
The revives?
He has the revives. He heals. Like, he's a really good character that no one really ever talks about. But he's definitely
I bet
not
he's awesome in the new territory battle.
Yeah,
The
I was
light
saying-
side territory battle, I bet he is a beast.
He's just
Relic.
one of those that's like, I have to put him on the do not
Yep.
farm list.
I agree. Snowtrooper, Aura Singh, and I'm a Gundy definitely fall in that category too. Snowtrooper is good for an Imperial Trooper team, but he really doesn't need a lot of gear, and there are a lot of replacements, so I would say pass on all of those.
And he's in guild shipments. So
Oh, and he's in guild shipments, exactly. Although you need gear too. Mission value you do need for the whole Revan experiment. Revan and Malik, obviously a requirement there, so it's kind of important. So if that's the way you're going, definitely go there. Night Sister Spirit, fantastic character.
don't have her geared. I would love to have her geared because I think she's a better fit than Talia. Way better fit than Talia. But you can
Or
get by.
Acolyte,
Yeah.
but you can get by without her for sure. So it kind of depends on how deep you're going in with Night Sisters. If you're not going into Night Sisters, don't even bother.
Lastly,
That was
Jedi
phrased
Knight
weird.
Anakin.
Absolute requirement.
Gotta have.
Absolute
Absolutely great.
requirement. Fits in so many places. Total monster. Great ship. Blah, 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 blah. He should be one of your top Cantina farms.
Joker makes a good point in chat as well. You can slow farm Spirit in the monthly event.
Oh, yeah. Definitely don't farm her from Cantina.
So-
Excellent point.
Yep. Then you get to stage 8. There are only 4 there because the whole reason we're doing this is signal data, and 3 of those nodes are signal data. The other 4 are characters. And as you know, when there's a new character that goes to the Cantina, they put it in stage 8 and move something else lower, like the veterans and a few others, like Imperial Super Commando and Gar Saxon. So
What
you got
wonderful characters.
yeah, so you got to know again, all of whom I farmed when they were 16 freaking energy. But yeah, so then you've got Death Trooper. So here's a character that has never moved out of stage 8, Death Trooper at 8A, Sith Empire Trooper, Geonosian Brood Alpha, and Ebon Hawk. The only ship besides Kylo's TIE Silencer that's available in Cantina.
And it's a good ship.
By
And
the way-
requirement for the Radis.
The 2 ships that are available in Cantina are definite farms. Very good ships.
Yep. I agree. The only 2 ships that dispel all buffs whenever they are reinforced. That is one of them, so very useful. So I would say farm that. Where do you fall on Death Trooper, Sith Empire Trooper, and Geobrood Alpha? I mean, I think we know where Geobrood Alpha is for Watch Shards. If you're doing the light, or if you're doing the dark side GOTB, you definitely want to get Brood Alpha, just for the Watch Shards.
I think you just want to get Geobrood Alpha in general because that every other Geonosian's
It's good
pretty
team.
easy to get. And then once you get Brood
Easy
Alpha,
gear too.
yeah, once you get Brood Alpha into that team, it just makes them
Yep.
pretty devastating, especially early on. So, I mean, you're not going to have Treya as an early game player. Not everyone is. I mean, if you're in GAC and you got a Geobrood team out there, they're going to have to find something with AoEs to get that team down. And that still might not happen. So Geobrood Alpha is a really good character, especially if you're a newer player that has gotten to stage 8 in Cantina. That's a definite farm for me. I mean, Hyperdrive will have it unlocked instantly if they buy it. So definitely a farm character. I will say this about Sith Empire Trooper. To round out the Sith Empire... To round out the Sith Empire, you're going to want Marauder or Trooper.
Agreed.
And they're both only Cantina. So if I had to pick one or the other, I'm probably picking Trooper.
Okay. I was going to say, B-Balls asked that in chat, and I agree with you. Sith Trooper. mainly because a tank with a auto taunt like that is pretty badass, and he can fit in a lot of places. Hell, you can stick him on any team.
Yeah.
Just use him as a filler, and he can do his job. Characters like that, I think, are hard to come by in this game, and so just the versatility of Sith Empire Trooper definitely gets the win over Marauder, and my roster will tell you that because I think my Sith Marauder is still gear 8 or something, and I have a gear 12 Sith Empire Trooper. I do. I think he's fantastic.
Same here. I'm in almost the same exact boat there. And as far as it goes, even if you wanted Marauder for your Sith Empire team and you went with him, if you chose not to go with Trooper instead, eventually when you get Sith Marauder, having a Gear 12 Empire or Trooper, Sith Empire Trooper, like you said, I have no problem throwing him in with Traya. Because that's why I had him Gear 12 to begin with, was to go with Traya. Because he was great under Traya, the Triumvirate, and that whole team. So you got a lot of options with Trooper. And tanks are hard to come, good tanks are hard to come by, and he's definitely one of them. So that leaves Death Trooper is the last one.
I can't recommend anyone farm him, but damn it, I love Death Trooper. That is an absolutely kick-ass character, one of the most fun characters used in the game. Works under Emperor Palpatine, works under Veers, taking down Night Sisters. I mean, he has that AoE Dispel that does cooldown increase. He has Death Mark, not to mention the ability that inflicts Death Mark. If you kill somebody with it, they can't be revived. The no revive thing is just such a hard ability to find in this game. Not many characters have it. I think Death Trooper is absolutely awesome. For like really having a good roster, you need Death Trooper. The versatility is really great.
I agree. If you ever are thinking about an Imperial Trooper team, you need to have him on it.
Yeah.
So,
oh yeah. Yeah, he's great. That's one of the characters I get so excited about in this game ever since the beginning. Never been amazing, but always been fun as hell. Just kind of like First Order Executioner, like I was talking about earlier. Just really increases the enjoyment of using your roster whenever you can fill in, fit in a Death Trooper and have some fun.
Part of that is that awesome Death Mark, and I want to ask you a question that's off topic here. If Gamorrean Guard ever got the Death Mark that we've all wish he would get at some point, would you then farm him? There's two things he needs. He needs Death Mark on his second special, and he needs to taunt first before using that second special, because right now the AI uses his second special before his taunt.
Hold on, who are you talking about? My internet cut out. I don't know who you're talking about.
Come on, dude. Gamorrean Guard, the one, the only.
No,
dude, if we're talking about if we're talking about how good tanks are hard to come by, rework him with Death Mark and make him taunt first thing. I feel like he would be amazing.
Yeah, there's potential there. They could make him good if they wanted to. The fact that he doesn't have Death Mark is absurd.
Pit raid. He came out with the pit raid.
Yeah,
the main Gamorrean dumb. In the pit raid does Death Mark, so and they're silly. Like, nah, not him. You don't get it. That's a raid debuff. 2 years, 3 years later, they're like, everybody gets a Death Mark except for Gamorrean Guard.
Actually, I think Death Trooper and Revan are the only ones that have it, aren't they?
Two more than when Gamorrean Guard came out.
Yeah. Nice. Yeah, so well, that wraps up our Cantina farms to skip and such. Here's what we need to do, GMP. We need to make a spreadsheet. We need to do a rankings. And, like, have a ranking thing for this.
I like it. I can do that.
All right. Well, it's time for everybody to go to quizzes.com as we go into this thing.
It's time for the sexy bearded duo to battle in their swag of knowledge in the most exciting trivia event in the Outer Rim.
It's time for Shattered Order trivia. Sorry, I had to finish it because you were cutting out. I know I'm not as sultry as the sultry female, but I couldn't let it hang.
You're not.
There.
That's true.
Thank you for reminding me. All right. All right, so if you want to play Shattered Order Trivia, you can do it live right now with us. Or if you're listening to the audio podcast, you can do this on your own time. But if you go to quiziz.com/join, you can type in this code that I've got on the screen right now, and then I'm going to tell to you, and you can play this game of trivia about Swugga. Now,
shout out to Tesh for putting this together for us this week.
Yes, that's what I was trying. I don't know why. No, what I was trying to say is you can also play this on the app on Android and iOS. So if you're not at a computer, if you have the Quiziz app, you can use the Quiziz app as well to play on your phone. So there you go. The quiz code for this week is 492695. That again is 492695. So once you push that in there, you hit the join button and you will be at the same screen as me and Mr. Wink.
Oh yeah, this is gonna be fun. I'm gonna destroy you. So are you ready to do this?
I'm ready to do this.
All right.
We're doing it live. Skip. All right, we got B-Moles in here, Chickenbottom, Joker, and Wink. Let's see where we all fall on the Richter scale. All right. 3, 2, 1. First question is: the plague has come to the holotables. Let's make sure we're well educated. Firstly, what is the half-life of plague if isolated? 1 turn, 1.5 turns. This didn't work out the way I wanted. 2 turns.
I actually don't know how long plague stays.
Yeah, I thought it was until they healed to full. Interesting. I have no idea. I only know one.
If isolated, though.
Yeah.
All right.
I gotta guess. I'm gonna go with my. Well, that was wrong. The one that I ruled out.
And the answer was?
The answer was 1.5 turns. Okay, so,
all right, so I am
plague with isolate
to...
lasts 3 turns apparently.
I'm gonna go read Mother Towson real quick because
don't, because the next question you'd get the answer to.
Oh, it could be something. Yeah,
yes,
that's a good
because
point.
the next question is: does plague really last 3 turns every way that it can be inflicted? The answers are: I'm good at guessing right answers, no way, right, or yep. Wink's got that nice reconnecting screen. I think he's back. I hear him. All right.
No.
So, did you guess yet?
I did. I got it wrong.
So did I. I thought he was tricking me. I said no way, right? And that was wrong. So I guess it is 3 turns. Every way it can be inflicted. I guess that makes sense as to why it lasts so long, because the next time they get another tick of it, it goes back to 3 turns, and that's why they never seems to go away unless they heal up, right?
That makes sense, yeah.
That's
I
why
could have swore it was 2 turns.
That's why it's always that's probably why it always seems to fall off under an AV lead and never seems to fall off under the Towson lead, because Towson lead obviously drops it every special, and then AV it's 3 turns or healed up, so makes sense.
And that leads us to question number 3.
Question number 3: how many different ways can plague be inflicted on a character? Towson's lead counts as 1 way. The answers are more than 4, 2, 2.5, tee hee hee, so clever, 4, or 3. I don't. I might be giving something away here, but I feel like I don't know Spirit's kit enough to know if she has an extra way to add plague. Shoot. I said four. I should have said 3, thinking it would randomly be Spirit, the lead, and then Talzin's. So what are the 4 ways? The problem with trivia is
that's a great
we
question.
don't get the 4th way. Well, actually, we don't get the 2nd and or 3rd and 4th way because I still don't know.
I
if
can
Spirit
only
is
think
right.
of Mother Talzin's AOE and her lead.
Yeah, me too. I'm in the same boat there. I have no idea what.
Actually, I know of another one. Mother Talzin's basic can spread it around, I do believe.
Doesn't her unique as well if someone takes a turn with it or something and it spreads?
That's right, son of a... Okay.
Now we're thinking of every way. We're like, oh, now that I'm wrong, I can think of them all.
Oh, there we go. That's the way it works. All right, what is question number 4?
Well, question number 4 is there anyone safe from plague? Does it know no boundaries? Well, technically no. But which pair of tunes have the strongest antibodies to it? Zalbar and L3, Padme and Rex, Crew and Kanan, B1 and Zombie.
And what do you select, Mr. Punk?
I select Crew and Kanan. And get it right.
So did I. So did I.
I know both of those characters are like super tenacic. They have very high tenacity. So
well, I think Kanan recovers 25% health whenever he takes damage.
So the health part is probably what keeps
it.
them from keeping it long.
Right.
I just figured it was their high tenacities, and that probably doesn't help.
Well, and Crew doesn't take much damage from percent damage effects like Plague. So.
Well, my thinking was flawed, but my answer was correct. Question 5 out of 5. What are you laughing at over there?
I like these answers.
All right, what's the best way to avoid plague? Social distancing, wash your hands, sinus cavity washes, and tenacity up. I feel like if I click the obvious one, I'm still gonna get it wrong. Nope, got it right. All right, woo! Tenacity up.
Very nice.
I don't want a redemption question because I'll get it right.
I took a redemption question because
so
why not? Yeah.
And now I'm tied with. I really wish there was a way for us to see the.
Yeah, we got 2 out of 3. That's terrible.
Yeah.
As much as I like the Night Sister Squad, I figured I would have done better than that. I disappoint myself. That's terrible.
That was a very well done trivia, Tesh. I like where you went with that. You're like, all right, let me just kind of go on a topic here with what's going on in the world. So very nice way to keep it light when in a time where there's a lot of bad stuff happening. I like it.
Yeah. So, Mother Talzin, her basic ability inflicts plague if they were already plagued. Her AOE inflicts plague. Her unique ability is when you were talking about if they are a plagued and Mother Talzin's active, they inflict plague on another random enemy, and then her leader ability. Whenever somebody uses a...
Don't leave me hanging. Whenever someone
Special
uses
ability.
a what? Special
You can
ability?
listen to it on the podcast.
All right. Sounds good to me. All right. So I think that's going to do it for us tonight. I want to say first off, I know we got to give your internet a rest. It's had a hard night. All right. So
yes, it has.
First and foremost, you can see it right there on your screen on Twitch. We are sponsored by Blue Microphones. Thanks to Blue Microphones for always sponsoring the show, providing us with great equipment. I found my Yeti Nano today, and I really wanted to bust it out and use it tonight because that thing is so awesome. I got all three of my Yetis up there. I got my Yeti X, my Yeti Nano. I love all the Yetis, man. Those microphones are so good. I remember using the
awesome.
Yeti Nano in the hotel in California. The podcast will still go on. It was great.
Even on the road.
Yes. So
So portable. It's great.
It's USB, great audio. It's awesome.
Yep.
If you're interested in any of their products, go check them out. They got microphones, they got boom stands, they got all the wiring you need, your USB inputs into your, God, I can't remember what this cable's called. Not VGA. XLR, there it is. Turning an XLR into a USB. They've got your connections there. They got all the kinds of stuff that you need for audio. So go check them out if you're interested. They have some really great stuff and really great quality for the price. So go check them out. I also want to say, join our Discord, discord.me/shatteredorder. A lot of fun there. We talk about this game all week long. Like I said earlier in the show, one of the reasons I stay around, even when the game is slow, is because the conversation going on there is so fun and interesting.
Agreed.
It's a great place to be. So discord.me/shatteredorder. You're obviously here if you're here for the live stream, but if you're not, you can usually catch us at 8:15 Pacific time in the summer, 8:15 Mountain Time in the winter on twitch.tv/shatteredorder. So go check that out, give it a follow, and if you have Twitch Prime, you have a free sub that you can spend on the Shattered Order that would support us, and we would love that. If you don't have Twitch Prime, if you still want to support the show, go to patreon.com/shatteredorder. There are a few different options there as far as price goes. To not break your bank, but show a little love for us, and we appreciate every single one of our Patreons and give back to you guys every month with giveaways and shirts and stickers and all that kind of stuff. So go check that out. Last thing, twitter.com/shatteredorder. You can follow us there. Sometimes we are on there just twiddling around, having fun. And yeah, I think that's about it. Last thing, I guess I missed one. If you don't have any of those other mediums to get a hold of us, theshatteredorder@gmail.com is the most basic way to get a hold of us. Our emails go right to our phones, and we see every one of them. So go check that out if you want to get a hold of us quickly, and we will see those.
Heck yeah.
Wink, I want to say this. Good week, episode 190. I had a lot of fun. Unless you got something else to say, I want to say good night, everyone, and we will see you on episode 191.
Later.